Hi everyone, I welcome to this Programming World channel. In my last video, I have discussed about the simple C programming structure. So there you can find uh, how the C program structure has to be made, and with the help of an output function, how we can display a message in the output screen. So like that I have discussed. So please, before starting this video, I request the people, those who are new to the C programming, take a small glance in my previous video to understand how a simple C program structure can be made and how it could be executed with the help of Dev C++. So in this video, uh, I will discuss about the integer data type in C programming. So now we go to this tutorial now. So integer data type, it is for processing, it is for accessing or processing um, whole number values, whole numbers. That means no decimal points are allowed. Okay, so decimal points values cannot be processed. Even it is given, that could be taken as, that would be considered only the whole number for processing the integer value. Okay, so integer number, integer data type, that will be used for many uh, calculations. Okay, so if you take some any complex applications, so there definitely we need in having the integer data type to process the values for performing some kind of computations. So the integer data type that would be used on tax calculations, like scientific calculations, and payroll management system. So like that, you can find in many applications the data type may be used for um, deriving the expected result. Okay. So now I would like to discuss about the characteristics of the integer data type. Okay. So the characteristics wise, already I told you it is for accessing the whole numbers. So no decimal points are allowed. And the memory size of integer is depends on the computer architecture. Okay, it is depends on the computer architecture. So what we use, okay, so what we have in our laptop or our personal computers. Okay, so I would like to show the memory size of the integer variable by using an operator. So we can use operator, that is what size of. Please understand, it is an operator, it is not a function. In C, it is an operator that can be used to identify the memory size of any variable, whatever variables we are using in our program. If you want to see the memory size, how much memory blocks assigned to a variable, then we can use this size of operator. Okay, so now I will show you how that could be made. Okay, so before that, I would like to tell you how the integer variable can be made. So creation of integer variable. Okay, so integer variable. So here you can see that we have to use the keyword like int. Okay, so keyword int has to be used before any variables. Please understand one thing. So variable, it is what a label which is provided for carry the value to the program, and the value that would be stored in the memory blocks of the computer system. So we can add one more point in this. The variable, it is what a label given for the memory location where the values are stored. Okay, so for creating an integer variable, we have to use a keyword like int, okay, before the variable names. And already I told you that variable names, that could be alphabets or alphanumerics. Okay, and it should not be started from the number. Okay, right. Now I will show you some examples of variable creations in integer. Uh, like you see, I'm creating variable like int a, okay, int a, b, like that. It is what as declaration. This is what actually declaration statement. Okay, so declaration in the sense we declaring these variables will be in the form of integer to my program, and it may carry the integer values which can be processed further in my application code. And one more thing, it is what actually this set of declaration a comma b. Suppose if you not define any values in prior, what happens is the variables can get the dynamic values during the program execution. Suppose in prior you want to give the input to our variables, in the sense we can go like this. Okay, so int a equal to 10, okay, then b equal to 20. So like that we can use it. So this is what actually uh, static declaration. Okay, static declaration, in the sense the program, in the program itself we provided the values to the variables. So whenever we execute our program with this code, what happens is very beginning the value of variable a and b will take the values like 10 and 20 respectively. Okay, so this is the thing. So that may be changed during the program execution based on the application code, but whatever it is, very beginning when the program gets executed, that time these two variables carries the given values only. Okay, right. So now I will show you, sorry, before that I would like to tell you one more thing, that is what about format specifier. How uh, so format specifier, so that's about how the integer variable could be received. I mean, the data that could be received through the uh, interaction with the user for assigning the value to our variable. Okay, so and also how the output function can display the integer value on the output screen. Okay, for the case we need format specifier, because format specifier that helps the compiler to understand the kind of data would be processed, both input and also output functions. Okay, so now I will show you that. Okay, the format specifier for integer is what? Percentage d. Okay, so percentage d that has to be used uh, in input statement whenever you want to get the dynamic input for the variables, and in output function printf that would be used with percentage d to display the integer values of the variables. Okay, so now I will show you that the input function scanf. Okay, so input function is what actually in C it is what scanf. Okay, so scanf scan the format. Okay, so scanf percentage d, then comma ampersand variable name. This is the format we have to use. Okay, variable name. So please understand one thing, that so scan format. So you know the meaning of scan. Scan is what taking what screening something from the environment. So what happens is it scans the keyboard and take the input from the user. Afterwards, percentage d that is used to understand the kind of data to be processed in the program, because the input which is received in the keyboard, that would be assigned as an integer variable. Afterwards, that would be given to what? The variable name. Okay, right. So the variable name, before the variable name we are using ampersand symbol. That's about what? Allocating the memory block for the integer variable where the received input will be stored. Okay, and one more thing, memory block wise, the operating system that will perform this task, no need to explicitly assign any memory blocks in our side. That would be done automatically by the operating system. So through that the compiler will identify which memory block has to be used for keeping the value. Okay, so as like in input function. Okay, so in output function also we have to use the format specifier to display the value of it. Okay, for an example, printf. So already I told you the meaning of printf in my previous video also. So printf, suppose for an example I want to show the value of like a result. So with the message also you can provide the result. Okay, so with the result, okay, I mean the kind of computations performed or output of the program. So like that, you can add the labels. Afterwards, you can provide the format specifier of the integer variable. Then you have to provide the variable name only. Okay, so no need to give ampersand symbol on this. Okay, so this is the thing we have to follow for performing or accessing the integer values in our C program. Okay, so now I give you a very simple code which helps you to understand everything whatever I covered in our theory part of it. Okay, so as I told you, the very first part of our C program, that's about what, including the header files. So there we have to include standard input output.h. Afterwards, what we have to do, we have to declare the main function. Okay, then within that only we have to define our application code. As I told you, we working on what, integer variable. Okay, so now I go with what static values, like I'm giving int a equal to 10. Okay, then what I'm doing is, okay, here this is what actually static declaration, because in the beginning of the program itself I have provided the value to my variable. So static declaration or static assignment. Okay, this is also known as what, static assignment, because we are using equal operator, that is what, assignment operator, which takes the value and assigning in the variable. Okay, so now you can see that. Okay, I just provide output function to display the value of a. Okay, value of a is equal to percentage d. As I told you, percentage to be used to display the integer value. After then, you have to provide the variable name, from which variable you want to display the value. Please understand one thing, this percentage d for this variable, this a, it is what, a label, it is a character that would be displayed on the screen only. Okay, so now I save this code with the extension .c. Okay, so then, so int data type, like that I save it. So now you can see that. Now click on the execute menu option. Okay, go for option. Okay, what happens? The okay, the programs will be executed. So in this you can find the value of a that is displayed as a final output. As I told you, in a printf function, what we given here, you can see that value of a. Okay, that is displayed as a message for displaying the value. So 10. Okay, so percentage d, it is for what used? It is used to display the value of a. Okay, that's why we giving the variable also. Okay, right. So now what we doing is, we take what dynamic assignment to our variable, and how the scan statement and print statement used performing both input and output functions. Okay, so now slightly I modify this program to perform a dynamic input. So simply you have to declare int a. Then it is what it is not a, it is only what declaration of the integer variable. Afterwards, okay, please provide some output statements to the user what they have to enter. So enter a number. Okay, then don't give any percentage d. This is what actually a message in the program. Okay, so as I told you, after displaying the message, the scanf function will be used. So scanf percentage d ampersand, okay, a. As I told you already, we have to provide the variable name. So the variable name is what, a. So that's why I give a. And before that, we have to use ampersand. Please understand numbers. Okay, it is a number. And that's why we have to use ampersand symbol before the variable name in subject. After then, you see the printf statement, printf statement we are using. So by I saying that, okay, so here you can see that this is actually in value what you given in our input side. Okay, in our compile this and execute that, you can find, you see, output will be displayed. Yeah, enter a number. It shows what? Enter a number. So you can give a number like 20. Okay. Now you can see that the value of a is what? Enter a number in printf. Please understand one thing, in scanf statement, don't use such a kind of things, because you may feel that why don't we give enter a number in the same scanf statement? That may not be processed. Okay, scanf function, it is exclusively given only for what? Reading the number. Okay, or reading the data inputs. Okay, please understand. So don't give the what enter a number in the scanf statement within the format specified side. That would not be processed. That's why we're taking a printf statement where we provide what the input message, I mean the instruction to the user, what they have to do with our program. Okay. Then value of a is equal to 20. That is displayed from where? This one. Okay. So this execution is over. Again, if you execute that, you can identify, we can give what a different value to that. Okay. Now see number. Okay, now I give some range of numbers in this 34 like that. Okay. Now you can see that I give a like 3,40,000 that is taken, and also it is displayed. Okay, right. And I told you that the memory size of my integer variable. So display the memory size of the integer variable. Now take the same printf function. Okay, so within the double quotes, memory size of integer a, because integer a, it is what? A variable. Okay, so percentage d, comma. Now you just use what? Size of operator, size of a. As I told you, it is an operator. So simply you have to use what? Size of a. And now go forward executing that, you can find the results. Okay. So before that, I do one thing, new line characters in this. So the new line characters that takes the messages to be displayed one by one in our program side. Okay. Now you can see that. Okay. It takes a number. I'm giving like 230. 230 is a value. Okay. It is not a size. That is what value. But the memory, that is what the four memory blocks would be for our integer variable. So accordingly, what happens? Integer size range, it is what? Very huge. 4 persons, 4 into 8 bits, 32 bits. Okay, so 4 into 8. 4 into 8, that means how much? 32 bits. So 32 bits that would be used to make our integer range, or be what range of numbers. So this is, it is what 32-bit architecture one. So it is what the 32-bit architecture. So that we have 4 bytes. Okay, so whenever you have a very good architecture in your computer system, based on that, this memory allocations or memory bytes that would be changed for the integer variable. Okay. Thanks to all the viewers who for understanding the meaning of integer data type, and also how it could be processed in our C program. Okay, so that's all about this integer data type in this session. Okay, in future also, based on the application different codes, we will discuss about other terms what we have in our integer data types. Okay, thank you for watching, and please subscribe the channel to get upcoming videos, and please click on the bell notification, bell symbol to get the notification to get new videos also. Okay, thanks for supporting. Okay, thank you.